Nirmaz Swami Ji ki Jai. Sachi Baba Swami Ji Maharaj ki Jai. Shri Ashtoj Bhagwan ki Jai. Sache Prabhat ki Jai. My brothers and sisters, I thank you for attending this live satsang, to listen to this spiritual discourse that should hopefully guide us towards true spirituality, true religion. Because the word religion, if you take it from its Latin, which is religare, rel means to return, and gar to source. Religion returns us to our source, which our scriptures have clearly defined to be that divine Almighty. For we are simply His spark, we are the children of God, we are its essence, waiting to return back to our original source. So, today, I want to clear up something that I've seen many people be confused about. Many have got confused that all of these different religions, all these different sects, all seem to be teaching a different principle, a different way of worship, a different idea. So, what is the truth? What is the essence? What is the way to God? Now, our Veds, the Yajur Ved makes it very clear. It says, Vedam Mehitum, Purukam Mahatum, Aditya Varnam, Tamsa Parasta, Tumeva Viddati, Vidyamiti, Nanya Panta Vidyati Anadya. Which means that I have come to know that Divine One, that Cosmic One, the Almighty. And He is like the sun, He is like the rays of that powerful Almighty Sun. And by knowing Him, by meeting Him, my fear of birth and death has been vanquished. And only this path exists. There is only one way, and that is this. That to know that one perfect Master Divine, to know Him, is the only way to free yourself from the cycle of life and death. So, my question that arises is that what is this one way, what is this one technique, what is this one method by which we should walk? Because if we look at the world seems to be spread in many different ideologies, many different theories. So it's unclear exactly what true religion really is. So I will take it down to its bedrock. If we go into any religion, at its center are individuals who didn't just talk about God, but had direct experience of God. Jesus talks about directly seeing God, directly talking to God, directly conversing and loving God. All the great saints talk about direct relationships with the Almighty. And even if you take religions like Jainism or Buddhism, they essentially taught about how man can reach that divinity within themselves, meaning to connect with that light, that power that is within us. And this light that's within us, connecting with it, knowing that light, that is again the same returning to our true essential source. Now, the way, the journey, the path to return to that source, people have many ideas on this, many theories on it. There's a beautiful line in the Vivekananda that says, Om Vadantu Shashrani Chajantu Devan Purvantu Karamani Pujantu Devata Admeka Bodhina Vimuktirna Siddha Brahma Shatanthi Api. He says that you may read the scriptures. You may spend years doing good deeds. You may even call the devtas and do their puja, do their praises. But none of those will ever give you mukti, freedom. Until you have come to know your soul, your atma, your true divine form, even if you practice good deeds for 100 Brahmans. Brahmans are 4 yugas: Satyug, Dwapar, Dwapar and Kalyug. 4 ages is 1 Brahman. You are 100 Brahmans. Even then, you will not be able to obtain freedom until you come to know the soul, your Atma. Now, how does one come to know this divine Atma? That our scriptures say is the most subtle of subtle, that is beyond physical perception. There is no physical means by detecting it. There is no machine that can be created to see that soul, to understand that soul, to perceive that soul. It is so subtle. But our scriptures say there is a way. Our scriptures talk about a third eye, a Div Chakshu. That is why we put tilak at this point here. It is why women put a bindu right here. Because here is the location of that third eye. In the Greeks they call it the Pythagorean eye. In Christianity, if they say, my eye be single, my whole body be full of light. That single eye, this single eye, is what takes you to that divine light within yourself. This is the eye, this is the doorway, this is the 10th chakra by which we can enter into our true divine form and see the soul. But the question is, how do we open this? And in the Gurbani, they make it very clear. They make it clear that this cannot be opened by any external means. That this can be only opened by a perfect master, by a true Guru. Kahe Nanak ye netar an se Satguru mile div drishti hoye. That these outside eyes, they are blind. Because everything that these outside eyes see will one day disappear, will one day be destroyed. Even the sun will one day disappear. But when you meet a Satguru, true Guru, a perfect master, what do? They give you a deep drishti, they give you that third eye. And when you get that third eye is open, then you can see the truth, which is that divine Atma, that soul. And this is again taught in the Bhagavad Gita, where Sri Krishna Bhagavan explains to Arjuna that I am not this physical body, that I am the light of all lights. He says, Jyotisham apita jyotis damsa paruchate jnanam jnam jnana gagnam hridaya savasya vishnu. That I am the light of all light, I am the Jyoti of all Jyots. I am all knowledge and I am every person. And then they ask that, Hey Krishna, Hey Madhav, can I see this? Can I see this divine form of yours? And here in the Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna Bhagavan beautifully says that Nattomam Chakshushai Jastum Ananeva Chakshushai, meaning that these chakshus, these external eyes, you cannot perceive it. Divya Dadami Chakshu Pashameru, that I will give you that divine eye, Divya, by which you will be able to see my divine form. And then, when Sri Krishna Bhagavan puts his hand on Arjuna's head and opens his third eye, then he said, Divya Sura Sahasrasya, that I am seeing 1,000 suns of light within myself. Now think about this. My friends, we, with these outside eyes, cannot perceive one sun. the brightness of one slant is too much for these outside eyes to absorb. However, our scriptures say that there is so much, there's thousands of suns within ourselves that can be seen by this divine Pythagorean eye. This Dirchakshu, this Shiv Dircha, whatever name that scriptures are given to it, that eye which goes inwards, whereas all our other senses are outwards. And Sadhguru opens that eye. That's what they say, the Sadhguru aise kije pari nishani jot, simran aise kije jeev. That do find that Guru, find that perfect master, and they will place their strike in that perfect spot, which will open that third eye. This is what scriptures say. I have seen that there's lots of people talking about various techniques of opening this third eye, various practices, some even quite dangerous. I heard once of a monk who said that there are certain spots that if you can drill into it, a drill could open this third eye. Now, this is never mentioned in our scriptures. Our scriptures are clear that when a guru comes, a perfect master comes, they open this third eye. In the Gurbani, it is said, "Main sukhi sukh paaye, Guru anta shabd basaye, Satguru purakh dikhaliyo." That I have found peace, I have found sukh. That Guru has put that name, that shoved inside of me. He showed me that divine light. How? Mastik taki hat deo. That he put his hand on top of my head and opened that eye by which I saw that divine light. So it's clear in our scriptures that that doorway that can only be opened by a perfect mind. In the Bible, Jesus makes it clear as well that except through me, no one can meet the Father. That I am the doorway, I am the window. Only through me can you reach God. Only through me can you reach the kingdom of God. So there, in the Bible, it's been clear that only a perfect master, as Jesus was of his time, can open that third eye and take you in it. Now when that third eye is opened, we call this Gyan, or divine knowledge. Now in the book Bhagavad Gita, it's called Brahm Gyan or Raj Yog. If you go to Yoga Paramahansa, they call it Priya Yoga. If you go to the Gurbani, it's called Char Padarth. If you go to the Hanuman Chalis, it's called Char Phal. If you go to Mahatma Buddha, it's called Char Arya Sach. If you go to Mahavir, it's called Char Ghat. If you go to Mirabai, it's called Char Gali. It's been given multiple names in multiple places, but all of them are one truth. You attain four things. When that third eye is opened, when you go inwards, you attain four truths. And those four truths you're born with. When a child comes, they come with their hand closed because they come with four of those things. And it says, that if you want those four things, go to sons, go to saints, do their seva, do their service, and obtain this divine knowledge. So the main way is to go to a Sadguru, to do your seva, to ask for this divine knowledge. But what is this divine knowledge? If we're going to ask for something, we have to be clear what we are asking for. If we're clear what we want this third eye to be open. How will we know that third eye is being opened? What will be the signs, what will be the tests by which we will know that third eye has been opened? They say, संत संत अंतर प्रभु का नाम प्रभु का लागा मीठा सगल समग्री एक कदमाए अनेक रंग नाना चिस्ताए. That when you meet saints, they will take you inwards. That the name of God will taste sweet. That the whole universe you will see, experience within yourself. And you will be of many, many colors, many, many forms. The path is inwards, not outwards. Some people say to open this eye, you can focus on a candle, on a flame. But that's the external object. What's the internal? Internal is four things. That's why I said that Deen Gaze Ek Pal, Sant Mile Pal Jar, Guru Mile Anek Pal Kahe Kabir Vichar. But if you go to a place, a holy place, you will get one fruit in a prasad form. If you go to a sant, to a saint, they will give you 4 fruits. And if you go to a guru, they will give you unlimited fruits. He says, think about this. What are those 4 fruits? What are those 4 things that a guru gives you? If we read the Hanuman Chalis, which almost all Hindus have read and recited many, many times. But when I ask them the meaning behind this, they never really know the answer to this. It says, Shri Guru Charana Saroraj, Nijman Mukru Sudar, Varunu Raghuvar Vimar Jasu Jodai Valchar. It says that go to a Guru's lotus feet, a perfect martyr's lotus feet, are so divine that even the dust of their feet will clear away your ego, clear away all the negativity inside you. And that Guru will give you 4 fruits. When I ask people, what are these 4 fruits? They say, Dharam, Karam, Earth, Moksha. Dharam means righteous action, Karam means energy to do action, Earth meaning motivation, energy, and the 4 meaning Moksha meaning freedom. But when you came into this world, you came with 4 truths, you came with those 4 noble truths, those 4 fruits. If you came with freedom, then why would you have entered into this human life? Meaning that those 4 things aren't the 4 phal, the 4 fruits by the perfect master gift. But the Gurbani is made so clear, so obviously clear what these 4 fruits are. It is said that sadhu so satguru moy paave antar jyot jale nirantar aap dekhe avar dikhaave. The sadhu, a searcher, goes to a guru, and that guru shows him that divine light. That jyot that is always of light, that's always going. That guru is seeing that light within themselves and has the ability to show you that light. It says, goes next line, says, Sadhu so satguru moy paave ananar kaje kat andar aap sune avar sunave. That inner music that is always playing inside of you, that guru is listening to that music and can help you listen to that music. The third thing is that sadhu so satguru moy paave swas swas mein simran hota aap kare avar karave. That in each of our breath there is a swat, is a name, is a simran, and that guru is doing that. It can teach you how to do it. And then lastly, sadhu so satguru moy paave Dasa Dwar Amrit Chorai Aap Piye Avar Brave. That in this head, here, Amrit, holy water is. And that Guru can drink that holy water. And through that Guru, you too can drink that holy water. Those are the 4 things. Light, music, that holy name, and water. Those are the 4 fruits. And you'll see that these things make up all religions. They are pointed in every place. In the Bible, they say God is light, in Him there is no darkness at all. That God's true form is light. In the Ramcharitmanas, it said, Sej Prakash Rupa Bhagavan. That God's form is light. The Bhagavad Gita, it says, Jyotishamapita Jyotish, I am the light of all lights. These aren't symbolic, this is direct, experienceable fact that God is light and can be seen in the form of light. That is His true form. Now God has come in many forms to do His job. Jab jab hoye dharm ki hane bane asur dharm abhimani kare niti jaye na parni hari kripa nadi sarjapiya. That whenever there's unrighteousness happening, then He has always taken form. He's always come to protect righteousness, dharma. Yada idahi dharmasya glane bhavitavarita abhyutanam dharmasya tada dhanam shijamya. That He has always come at times to set things in the right path. But those forms are only for that time period. He came in the form of Sri Ram, He came in the form of Sri Krishna, He came in the form of Sri Guru Nanak, He came in the form of Sri Adi Guru Shankaracharya, Sri Ramakrishna Paramahansa. The list goes on and on. But these were forms that He took. But if you look at any of these photos, any of these images, what you will see is that behind them is a light. Behind them there's an aura, that they came from light and they would turn to light. That light is its true form. That light is God's true essence form. And that is the first fruit that Guru will give you. When He opens His third eye, you will see that divine light within yourself. And they can range in different forms, in different ways. When in the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna sees Krishna divine form, he sees 1,000 suns. But when Guru Nanak obtains this divine knowledge, he sees one small dot of light. Focusing on that one dot of light, that light grows. But in the starting it was a dot. I have seen the many people here at Nanda Ashram, by the Kirpa of Ma Ashto Shamiji and Baba Ashto Shamiji Maharaj, have obtained this divine knowledge. And I see light in different forms, in different ways, in different colours. And Nekadam Nanachishtai. They see it in forms, in different colours, in different shapes. But all of it is light. The whole universe is within us. And if the whole universe is within us, then it must have those infinite forms, the infinite shapes, the infinite colours. So that's the first form, that is that light. The second, that inner music. That bin baji, nistin baji, kanch shank nigare ne, beras and samastho, that dhyan kaval visai. That it doesn't need to be played. It is not like an instrument. It's not a guitar that has strings. It's not like a drum that has to be beaten. That inner music is always playing and can be listened even by a deaf person, because the inner music does not require external ears to listen to. When that third eye is open, when the Guru takes you inwards into your inner realm, then you will see that divine light and you will hear the inner music. That music by which this whole universe is said to be made. They say that Mahadev, that created this universe using the Damaru. By the shaking of his Damaru, the sound, the waves of that Damaru created this entire universe. The world was created by that divine music. If you look at Ma Saraswati, she has a being. All of the Devata, all of the great symbols have some musical instrument, because inside of you is that music that's always playing. The third, that is that holy name. That holy name which is written about in every scripture, in every place. That in the Bible it said in the very first line that in the beginning was the Word was God, and the Word was with God. That before the universe existed, there was a name, a word. That word was God. God and the Word are not different, they are one and the same, and that Word is with God. That Word which has infinite power. That's why Jesus beautifully says, the Holy Father, protect them by thy name. The name you gave me so they may be one as we are one. That this name will protect them. This name will help them be one with you as I am one with you. This name is God, and that name connects them. Now this name cannot be spoken because this name existed before language. This name existed before concept, before ideas. This name is in everything and everywhere. Shabdi Tati, Shabdi Ka, Shabdi Shabdi Shabdi. This Shabd is everywhere. It is the ground, it is the sky. All things are made by that name, by that Shabd. And that Shabd, where is it? It's in our swans, in our breath. That name is in. That's why they say Guru Shabd the Messiah. That old name Guru puts in our breath. That's why in the Bible it said that God breathed life into man. The breathing of life is symbolic that in that breath God put His spark, that divine name in us. But when we breathe now, we cannot hear no name. We cannot feel the sensations. But when that third eye is open, then that divine name that is within your breath becomes awakened. Then you can focus on that divine name and you can join with it. That's why it says, Koti naam susate tati muk na hoye, Ad naam jo gupt jape vele pushe. That in this world there are millions of names for God. You call Him God, you call Him Almighty, the Supreme, you call Him Ishwar, Paramatma, Allah, many, many names. But none of those names will get you freedom. There's a name, a name that has always existed. Gup Japi, that you cannot speak it in words. But that name, only the truly enlightened obtain that name, obtain that true freedom, that mukti. That's why they say, Satsangat aisi jani jo eko naam bakani, eko naam hukam hai nanak satguru diyo bajai. That meet those people, and they will give you that one name. They will not give you multiple names. You have a practice here. Somebody will get one name, somebody will get another name, somebody will get some mantra, somebody will get some mantra. It says, no, there's only one name. And that name is Satguru gives you. The perfect master gives you. That name, which is recited in our breath. That's why it says, Swaso ki mala me simru tera naam. That in my breath, in my swas, I recite that name, I connect with that name of yours. And this name has all unlimited powers. This name, this Simran, this technique of focusing on a name called Simran, has unlimited powers. This name connects us with God, makes us one with God, as said in the Bible. This name frees us from the cycle of death. As Mirabai, as Miravid, Guru Gobind, Hara Hara Naam Khud Mukdeva, Gade Jam Ka Panda. That my Guru is like a doctor, and he's given me this name as a medicine. And by that medicine, the fear of death, the cycle of life and death has ended for me. That is the power of His name. The Hanuman Chalis said, the Shri Guru Charana Sarorat, Nijman Mukuru Sadar, Varunu Raghuvar Vimara Jasu Jotai Kalja. So you eat 4 fruits. Buddha Heen Tan Janake Simiro Pavan Kumar, Bala Buddhi Vidya Devamoya Halu Kaleshvika. That if you do the Simran that Hanuman did, then you should obtain Hanuman-like powers, Hanuman-like Shakti. That Simran is that inside Simran that is within your breath. Only in that Simran, in that technique, can you obtain true freedom, obtain mukti, moksha. This name has been used by all our saints, it's been written about everywhere. And this name is so powerful that once connected with it, all the desires, everything you wish for, everything will come fruitful. Because that name is God, it is connection, you are one with God. You do not have to go somewhere separate, because every moment you are breathing, in every moment you can be connected to God. In every moment, 24 hours, 7, you can be one with God. That is the power of this Simran, the power of this name. That's why our scriptures talk about this name with such gusto, because this name is so powerful. And the fourth thing that you retain is Amrit, holy water. That holy water, which we'll see everywhere, in all spiritual places. And that holy water, which you drink inwards. That's why I say, Gagan Mandan Amrit ki Kowa, Daha Brahm ka Bas, Sugra Hoyan Par Pive, Nigura Marat Pyasa. That Gagan Mandan, this is a Gagan Mandan. Amrit ki Kowa, this is where Amrit is, holy water is here. This is where Brahma is. God, that divine light resides here. Those who have that divine knowledge, they can drink that water. But those who have not attained a perfect master, and Nigura, matlab, somebody who has not attained a guru, a perfect master, they will die thirsty. They will die without this holy water. In the Bible, when Nicodemus comes to Jesus and asks, how can I enter into the kingdom of God? Jesus says you have to be reborn. He says, I cannot enter my mother's womb. He says, no, you need to be spiritually reborn. The spiritual reborn is you need to be reborn in water and light and spirit. Now, what water was he talking about? Now, if you go to a church, they will give you some external holy water. They will baptize you by putting your head into some water. But no, that holy water is inside of you. That holy water, which Jesus says, will mean that you will never go thirsty. That holy water that has always flowing. That holy water opens up when this third eye opens. That is the fourth fruit, the fourth noble truth. Once you have that holy water, once you're connected, that holy water can give you the ability to spend years in meditation without the need of food or sustenance. The reason Jesus spent 40 days in the desert without food or water, the reason Mahatma Buddha spent 40 days meditating without eating or drinking, because that holy water, that nectar that they were drinking inside, had all the sustenance that they needed to carry. So those are the four fruits that the Guru gives you. That light, that music, that name, and that holy water. Those are the four fruits. And once those four fruits have been attained, then you have a way of connecting with God. That's why Meera says, Char gali bandh hai, Prabhu main kaise milu? That when those four doorways are closed, when those four pathways are blocked, then how can I meet you? How can I see you? How can I hear you? How can I connect with you? How can I teach you? And if you go to any spiritual place, any place where, any religious place, those four things will appear in symbolic form. If you go to a church, what do? You have candles representing that inner light. You have music, you have an organ representing the inner music. You have flowers, you have sprays to create a freshness, an aroma. That aroma is linked to that calming, peaceful feeling of that name. And the fourth thing is that holy water, which we know is so readily available in churches. You go to a temple, you will see those four things. When you go to a temple, you will have a candle, a deepak. When you do aarti, you have that deepak, that light. And when we take that deepak, what do? We touch that deepak and we pull it towards our heads. Symbolism that light that we're seeing externally, that light is inside us here, and we take it inwards. There will be music. When you enter, there will be a bell you play. There will be a conch that they breathe into. Those sounds are symbolic of the sounds inside of ourselves. You will see that there will be some freshness, some smells that they'll be creating to represent that name. And the fourth is they will give you amrit, they will give you holy water. They even spray it on you, or they give it to your hand and you drink it, and then you rub it on your head, representing that holy water inside. You go to a temple, you have a shivling. What do? They pour water on the shivling. The shivling is symbolic of this head, and then our holy water that is going inwards. So all these symbols exist. Everywhere you go, those four things are always present. Even if you go to Amritsar, you go to the Golden Temple, you will see there will be a flame to represent that light. There will be music to represent that inner music. There will be freshness to represent that name, and there's water everywhere representing that holy water. These four things exist. If you go to the Vedas, the oldest and probably the most spiritual text, the Vedas was split into four parts. Rigved, Yajurved, Samved, Athurved. Now these four Vedas represent those four fruits. The Rigved represents that name. The Yajurved represents that light. Samved represents that inner music. And the Athurved represents the holy water. Those four things exist in every place, in everywhere. You go to Buddhism, they have practices with water. You have practices there with lights, they have candles, they have a bell, a chime. They have all of these symbols in all these places because all of these religions stem from one essential truth. Religions are different. People have used their mind, their logic to separate them. But they all teach about seeing God. That I first saw, then I sang His praises. Then I found peace in myself. So that seeing is important, that knowing, and that seeing is that divine light that is here, is inside of you. The perfect master opens, as our perfect master here, Shri Baba Ashto Shambhaji Maharaj, opened his eye and gave me that direct experience of divine light within myself. Once I saw that divine light for myself, then I knew what truth was. Then I knew that God was not an idea or a concept. That's why they say, "Kei suni ki baat nahi, dekha dekhi baat, dulan dulan mil gaye to feki ho gayi bada." But God is not a matter of conversation. God is not a matter of argument. God is about seeing, directly experiencing. And God and the self are not separate. That is why Yoga Paramahansa calls it self-realization. To know who you are. You are not this body. You are not this mind. You are light. You are an Atma. You are soul. That is your true form. And knowing that, once you go inwards and see it for yourself, and experience it for yourself, you will find peaceness. All unrest, all shanti that happens in the world is because we are distant from that light. We are distant from our true form. We are infinite beings, and yet we live in these cages that we have created for ourselves. Our divine form, our true form, we do not know, and that is the cause of our restlessness. That's why it says, so clearly said that Dukkha Sabsansar, Sukhya Junamava. That the whole world is sad, the whole world is in pain. The Buddhists say life is pain. Struggle, 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 life is a struggle. But those who know that name, those who are connected to that name, they are the ones who are at peace. Those are the ones who have found the true meaning of life. That's why that name, that's why those four things, that light, that music, that name and that holy water are so auspicious because they take you to your true source, which is God. Your true source, which is that soul, that is infinite, that is part of that infinite Almighty. To return to it, we have to go inwards. Because God is not outside, He's always inside of us. We go searching from outside because we do not know the way inwards. But once that door is opened, you can go inwards. Then you do not have to go chasing. You can sit where you are and connect with it. That's why Kabir Das says, "Jaise dil mein dil hai, jaise chakmak mein aag, dil sai tujh mein hai, jaag sakta tu jaag." That as there is oil in a seed, as there is fire in wood, your Almighty, your God, that your most loved of loved, your closest of close, that divine light, your true form, is inside of you. If you can wake up and see it, then see it. Because we have to have that technique to see it, we have to have that vidhi, that divine knowledge, we have to have that eye. Once that eye is open, then that doorway is clear, then we can see God's true form. So those are the four fruits, those are the four pathways. So my brothers, my sisters, wherever you go, be clear that God can be seen. Kei suni ki baat nahi, dekha dekhi baat, dulan dulan mil gaye to dekhi ho gaye barat. That once you have seen Him, then this barat, this crowd of people, this world will become like noise, because you'll know the truth. You'll see beyond the limitations of this world and know your true divine nature, your true divine form. The world is lonely. People seek companionship, but any companion can only stay with you for a finite period of time. But that Almighty God who's always with you, once you are connected with Him, then you are never alone. Then you are always connected. You have a companion that is always with you, that always knows exactly what you need. So join with Him. And He is not an idea, He's not an argument, He's not something simply to be believed in, He's something to be seen, to experience, to be known. And for that you need a perfect master. Because we are trying to come to know the infinite, and we are bound in our finite nature. So we need a pathway, we need a means. And that is what Sadhguru does. Sadhguru takes us from our limited, shackled nature and connects us back to our divine true form. So here, my brothers and sisters, I implore you guys, wherever you are, to search for God in His divine form, to obtain those four truths. And if you do not find those four truths anywhere, here at Nanda Ashram in Lucknow, our Guru Shri Baba Ashto Shamji Maharaj and our Guru Shri Ma Ashto Shamji gives this divine knowledge by which you can see God in His divine form within yourself. You can hear divine music within yourself. You can feel that peace and calmness of that divine name, and you can taste the sweetness of that divine nectar within you. Here I will rest my words. Bole Shri Ma Ashto Shamji ki Jai. Shri Baba Ashto Shamji Maharaj ki Jai. Shri Ashto Bhagavan ki Jai. Sache Darbar ki